Hey guys, welcome back to Embers and Ash. My name's Ashley. If you didn't know, I'm finally getting around to answering some questions you guys have had because I've been busy, I've been away. If you didn't know, I asked for some questions on Instagram about anything really, and yeah, I'm finally getting around to film it. Life has been so crazy this year. January until like literally right now. Obviously between two kids and renovations. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, how have you embraced your role as a mother differently now with two? It definitely has been a change. One of the biggest things I've realized I've had to accept is help. And I always get weird when people say that. It's like, just accept help, just accept help. And it's like, well, what if help isn't being offered? But I don't really mean it in that way. I just mean that I am not capable of doing what I could do with one now with two. Even just little things like taking the kids in and out of the car and loads of groceries. Like, yeah, if someone offers to help bring groceries in, I should accept that. Instead of being like, I'm gonna do it all, because I like to be that kind of person. Any tips to help with early weeks postpartum with baby number two? I think the biggest piece of advice I would give is just to take every day as it is and not stress about the future, which is, easier said than done. But I found if I kept thinking about like when Josh was going back to work, I would get really anxious over that. And I was really trying to just be like, how beautiful is it right now that I have my whole family together? It's the middle of the summer, we're in the backyard playing. Especially as your like hormones are going wild right after you have a baby. It was really important for me to be grounded in like what is good in this moment. How has it been maintaining YouTube with two kids? Yeah, I think you can tell it hasn't been great. Just really, I've mentioned this before, I'm really prioritizing my time with the kids. And, I could film during Rook's nap, but that's the only one-on-one time I get with Finn. So I want to do that instead of working on my business. I read this thing online the other day that was like, you can always make money, but you can't always get these young years back with your children. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on, not being super career focused right now and getting as much out of this stage as I can. But then there's days like today when Rook isn't here, he's with his grandparents, and so I feel capable to film. So I feel a little bit of guilt over not being like a boss babe, but I think I'm making the right decision. Are you doing a garden this year? Yes, I'm very excited. I'm doing a veggie garden again. I haven't actually fully planned that one out. I have decided I'm not doing anything from seed unless it's directly sowed outside, just because I have other things going on. And I really like my veggie garden. I really want it to produce well, but I want to make it really easy this year, so I'm just gonna buy like seedlings when they come out at the nursery. My main focus outside right now is I'm doing a cut flower garden, which I never thought I would do because I'm not a big like floral person, but I am a big landscape person and I really like flowers and landscape. And I just thought it would be a really fun project, and it's a whole world that I know nothing about. So I've been doing a lot of research on what plants to grow, how to plant them, etc. So I've started a bunch of seeds already. They're in the bedroom at the windowsill. And yeah, so definitely doing a veggie garden, like I said, that's important, but most of my energy is going to a cut flower garden. How has your relationship changed with your husband since having two kids? I think the jump from 1 to 2 is pretty significant. I can't speak from 2 to 3, but it feels like we don't get to connect when the kids are awake. And I didn't really feel that with one. With one kid, it felt like we could balance each other and the child well, and now it's like chaos when the kids are up. And then once they're asleep or being watched by someone else, then Josh and I get our time together. So we've really had to put a lot more focus on our relationship with two kids now versus one. Someone just asked, where were you? I guess I will get into that. I am planning on putting out a vlog soon showing you the house renos that we've done and talking more in depth about it, but I'll touch on it right now so I don't have to keep you waiting. In January, very start of January, we decided it was time to skim coat our ceiling and redo our floors, which was a big project because I had to move out. Like, everything in the home had to leave. And I also had 3 days notice to do so, just because the drywallers we contracted, it was delayed getting the approval. So we did hire it out. We had popcorn ceiling, and that is now gone. It was covered with mud, and new flooring down. Josh did that with some friends. So that was really chaotic. Moving out of the house for 2 weeks and then moving back in and putting our lives back together and tying up loose ends and cleaning. There's drywall dust everywhere. It took me like a full week just to clean all the dust. And then our kitchen has had a lot of work done on it. We've made kitchen cabinet doors. Our cabinet boxes are from IKEA. I'm really excited to show you because we actually went a different direction from what I've previously told you we were going to do. So I'm going to show you that in the vlog. Sorry to leave you hanging, but painting too. I painted the ceiling. I have more painting to do. So it's been really crazy, and trying to just keep the family afloat through all that was my main focus, not YouTube. And I did film some of it. I'm going to show you that in the vlog I'm going to come out with. But yeah, that's where I've been, just kind of drowning a little bit. Someone asked, are you feeling overwhelmed? That's a great question. Not right now. Actually, yesterday was the first day in a long time where during Rook's nap, and Finn was napping too, I sat down and I was just kind of like, okay, what do I do? Because I didn't really have any big thing that needed to be done. Like, the house was clean, I was fed, everything was sorted. So I feel like I'm now just kind of getting back into regular life. But yeah, it was a very, very overwhelming month and a half, 2 months. But I chose it to be like that. Like, I wanted to just do so much at once and then get a big break instead of taking projects on like little bits at a time and having so many half-finished projects. We still have a lot of half-finished projects, but I just want to like bite off a bunch and then take a break, bite off a bunch, take a break. And when I say take a break, I don't think I can fully take a break and not do any projects, but like no stressful projects. Some things are really fun for me. Like, I just tiled the bottom of the fireplace there, as you can see. I did that last night and that was really fun because it's like a no pressure project. But stressful projects aren't happening right now because I can't handle anymore. How has Rook been adjusting to a new brother? That's funny, I guess I haven't really given any updates on that. So initially we had Finn and Rook couldn't care less, which honestly wasn't that bad. Like, you know, he wasn't like wanting to help, lovey-dovey, but he also wasn't like negative or like too aggressive. He was just neutral, most of the time pretended like Finn wasn't there. And it's just because, you know, Rook wants to play with friends who can play back with him, and Finn obviously wasn't that. But now that Finn is almost 7 months old, he's starting to, you know, get playful and almost crawling and sitting up. So Rook is starting to show more interest in Finn and like wanting to play with Finn even though he's not quite capable. So that's really cool. But yeah, no negative feelings. It's just been nice and neutral. Are the boys sharing a room yet? Can you share how you're doing it? Yeah, they are. So when Finn turned 6 months, I was like, you know, it's probably time to kick him out of our room. Because at that point, they're so aware. You know, like, you put them to bed, and then when you yourself climb into bed, if they wake up and see you, like, there's no hiding it. They know that you're there. So it just was becoming more of a burden. And so we transitioned them into the room together, which I was really nervous about, but also found a lot of comfort knowing that so many people do this. So many people have a baby and a toddler share a room. It's gonna be fine. And it really was fine. Like, Finn took a couple nights to get used to the bed because he's never slept in there. But after that, he went to sleep pretty much right away when I put him in there. Rook, we changed his routine around where we used to, you know, sit in bed with him and tell him stories, read books, you know, talk, and then leave him to sleep. Now we can't do that because we have Finn already asleep in the room. So I read online somewhere that you do your bedtime routine in your own bed and then bring your toddler to their bed, and that has been amazing for multiple reasons. For one, because it doesn't wake Finn up, but also we get to have a fun, loud, noisy time in our bed, and once we move to Rook's bed, he knows it's bedtime. There's no more glasses of water, no more talks, no more songs, no more anything. It's time to sleep. So it's really put that like finality to the night, because prior, as you probably know with toddlers, they really resist bedtime and it's hard to get them to actually like accept it. So that's been really great. The transition has been better than I expected. You know, sometimes they'll wake each other up a little bit, but Rook's a really good sleeper. So if Finn is up at 5 a.m. to feed, Rook has just been ignoring Finn's cries and he'll sleep through it. Now if Finn wakes up at 7, then Rook's up at 7, but that's not a horrible time to get up. So even though they wake each other up, it hasn't been in a bad way necessarily yet. Someone asked, how has winter been with the boys? Which I find interesting because when fall settled in and it started getting cold and rainy, I really thought, like, what am I gonna do with these kids all day when we can't just play in the backyard? I know you can play in the backyard in the rain and the snow, but it's not the same as like being outside for hours in the sunshine, you know? So we've been keeping busy with, well, for one, I have a bit of a schedule for the day. You know, we get up, we have breakfast, we play. I try and get Rook to play independently while I do some chores. And then when Finn goes down for his first nap, Rook gets screen time, so that they're both kind of occupied at the same time, which is nice. And then Finn wakes up, we stop screen time, play some more. I also try and get out most days, whether that's grocery shopping, going to the thrift store, which I go to buy the kids' clothes, not buy myself things. The nursery opened back up, so I've been going to the nursery to look at plants, which is really fun. Rook really enjoys that. I do miss going outside to play, and we'll still go for walks and such, but it's not quite the same. I'm really itching for springtime, summertime. What has been the hardest part about having 2 kids? I think it is leaving the house, like getting into the car. And I've always heard moms complain about that and never related, because with 1 kid, you just get them dressed and leave. But now with 2, one of them is always screaming, because it is a hard transition when you're trying to force them to do something and one has to wait and then the other has to wait. So either like Finn's cranky on the ground, but I'm getting Rook dressed, or I'm trying to force Rook to go pee so that we can leave, but he doesn't want to pee and Finn's crying because he's in the car seat ready to go. It's so stressful. Sometimes it takes us like 45 minutes just to leave the house if I need to, like if I'm just getting Rook up from his nap and I have to feed Finn, get Rook dressed, get him peed, get him a snack, get Finn dressed. Like it's such an ordeal, and it's so drastically different from when I just had 1 kid and you could just run out of the house. That's what it felt like anyways. So that's honestly been one of the hardest transitions. Why have you no longer been updating Instagram? That's a good question. I'm so back and forth with Instagram. It never was my goal to be on Instagram. I've always been like YouTube. I love YouTube. I want to post on YouTube. Instagram has always felt a little weird. I think because it's less, I feel less like I'm sharing information and just sharing like stuff that who would care about that, like day-to-day stuff, which I know people care. Like I will follow other influencers on Instagram, so I'll like go through stints where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna really try and do this Instagram thing and do it in a way that feels fulfilling for me, and then it doesn't feel fulfilling, so I walk away. So I don't know if I'm gonna start posting on there again, but right now I'm just kind of enjoying not. Is Rook fully potty trained yet? Yes, he is. Actually, we're coming up on a year of starting potty training. That was in April last year. It was a long journey. There was a lot of poop I had to clean out of underwear. And, you know, every kid will train differently. We did it really early because I wanted him trained before Finn came, and he showed all the signs, but it really was a long journey. He was scared of the toilet for a long time, so it was just kind of getting him beyond that fear to stop pooping in his underwear every day. But yeah, at this point, it's all good. Like, he'll take himself to the bathroom, pull his pants down, go pee, pull his pants up, wash his hands. It's really hard to get him to wash his hands. Some days he's like so against it right now. And he knows how to poop by himself. Obviously, I wipe for him. Is this too many details? Yeah, he's pretty much self-sufficient, which is so nice. It's so nice not having to change two sets of diapers. I'm sure you're busy with the boys, but I'm curious what you do during any free time, hobbies, projects. Great question. So I'm just now getting a little bit of that free time back, and it's perfect timing because spring is coming and gardening is everything to me. I'm so excited to get out into the garden. Obviously, I told you I have my vegetable and cut flower garden going, but I'm also planning on making some like established ornamental garden beds in the backyard. So I've been doing a lot of planning for that, reading a lot of books on landscaping and horticulture. Yeah, I just really love that, and I'm really excited to have a bit more time to do those things. Also, one of the reasons why we're doing this big push with renovations right now is I don't want to be worrying about it in the summer. And I want to be able to focus on outside projects during the spring, summer, and also just like relax, go camping, live a normal life, and then kind of get back to reno projects in the fall again. Are you going to start Rook in preschool? I've mentioned that before, and no is the short answer. I was really struggling when Rook was 1 to like keep my sanity and do anything at all that would fulfill myself. And now that he's older, I feel like I have a bit more space to breathe and life is a bit more balanced besides the renovations. And I just don't see a point in putting him in preschool now. Again, like I could spend more time working, but I'd rather just be at home with the kids. And then once the kids are in elementary school, then I can focus on business and such. So yeah, I've totally switched my mindset on it, and I'm very happy to be home with the kids. How is it going co-owning a house with the people downstairs? Are you still friends? That is so funny. How terrible would it be if we weren't friends anymore and we still owned a home together? It's been amazing. Like, it's gone better than not than I thought it would, but like there was always that fear of like, what if things get awkward or complicated? But it's been really good. I don't even want to say like there's been hiccups or awkwardness. Like there's been conversations about tough subjects, about like, you know, we own a home, we're allocating money, renovations, we both have kids, trying to balance it all. But it's never been like dramatic or no arguments. Like it's been so smooth sailing. I'm just so grateful for that. They're great people. We love sharing a house with them. They have a kid as well, and Rook loves to play with them. So that's really awesome, having a playmate downstairs. Yeah, it's been going great. Okay, I think those are all the questions I'm gonna answer. Like I said, I am gonna come out with a vlog to show you more in depth the house projects we've had going on. I hope I answered the questions you've had. Again, I do want to be posting frequently. I just can't commit to any certain number of uploads. Just trying to figure it out. So yeah, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.